What can 1 hour really do? Can 60 minutes make any difference in a world dealing with rising temperature, climate stress, and environmental pressure? At first, it sounds small, but what if the 1 hour is not really about the lights? What if it is about attention? What if it's about a shared pause, a global signal, and a reminder that climate action is not some distant idea reversed for governments and scientists? This is what the Earth Hour is about. And this 2026, the Earth Hour returns on March 28 at 8:30 p.m. your local time, inviting people around the world to switch off non-essential lights and join a global movement for the planet. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about what Earth Hour really means and why it still matters, the real problem behind it, and how one symbolic hour can lead into something much bigger. So before we jump into the main session, let's have our intro.
Sing it loud, let's unite on the sustainability side. Feel the love day and night. Let's turn the tides, make a change today. Together we define our sustainable way. With every step we take, we rise and glow on the sustainability side. Let the give us flow.
Welcome back to the Sustainability Side. I'm your host, Dr. Saman. Today's episode is all about Earth Hour 2026, a topic that is simple on the surface but surprisingly deep once you start unpacking it. Earth Hour is a global observance that began in 2007 and has since grown into a worldwide movement focused on the climate and nature. WWF describes it as a big R for Earth, and the campaign encourages people to switch off and use that moment to support the planet in a practical ways. And that is exactly why it makes such a strong podcast topic. It is current, it is global, it is easy to explain, and it opens the door to much bigger conversation about energy habits, climate awareness, and collective responsibility. So today we are not just talking about lights off event, we are talking about what it says about us, what we are talking about, how we are going to take it further, which is useful for us, and we are talking about what happens after the hour ends. So Earth hour is often described as 1 hour switch off, but the description is only the starting point. The deeper idea is that Earth R creates a shared moment where people, communities, businesses, and cities, of course, everybody, can show support for climate and nature actions. It is not a technical solution, it is not a policy package, it is not a substitute for renewable energy, climate finance, or environmental regulations. Instead, it is a public signal, a signal that people care, a signal that people deserve attention, a signal that sustainability is not a niche topic, it is a shared responsibility. So, in short, what I'm trying to say, it's not just a fancy buzzword, it is the action that everyone is obliged to take. So that matters because climate change can feel too large to grasp in daily life. We hear about emissions, ecosystems, rising energy demand, and biodiversity loss, but those issues can feel far away from our routines. Earth hour makes the issue visible. It turns an abstract problem into a collective action, and that is really powerful. So, what is Earth hour actually responding to? It is responding to a much bigger issue than electricity use. The deeper problem is the way modern life depends on constant energy use while the planet is undergoing stress from climate change and nature loss. So, WWF Earth are messaging contacts, climates, and nature because both the under pressure and both need action. Think about it. We rely on energy all day long and we turn on lights without thinking, we charge devices without thinking, we cool homes, travel, work throughout system that consumes resource continuously. That Convenience has a cost, and the cost is not always visible in the moment. It appears later in a form of rising emissions, warning temperatures, ecosystem stress, extreme weather, and declining biodiversity. So, when Earth hour is basically looks like an action switching off the lights, and it is asking us to notice something a larger. Our daily habits are connected to global systems. Now, some people hear about Earth hour and immediately ask, does it actually make a difference? Right? This is a fair question, and the honest answer is not in the direct, technical sense of solving climate change in one evening. Earth hour was never meant to be, full of a climate solution. It is a small gesture. It is a public signal, a behavior prompt, or a way to bring attention to the issue in a shared, visible way. It is a symbolic action that matters because it can do something small yet big. So it can create a memory, it can create emotion, it can create a sense of belonging. And when people feel part of something larger than themselves, they are more likely to care, talk, and act. And this is what the symbolic campaigns are valuable, not because they are enough on their own, but because they help people begin. So let's see a short history how this started and why we are doing it. It begins in Sydney 2007 and quickly expanded into a global movement. The campaign grew from a simple local switch off into an international event recognized across the countries, communities, institutions, and landmarks. That growth tells us something important. People do not respond to just a voice, they do respond to a climate message when those messages are simple, clear, and emotionally direct. Yet our worked because it made participations very easy. It did not ask people to become experts, it asked them to take part. And the distinction is important, so it built a trust and emotions from it. So don't forget this March 28th at 8:30 your local time, we are going to celebrate Earth Hour 2026. So this action itself does not need to be dramatic. Okay, you can switch off non-essential lights, gather with family, reflect on their habits, join a community event, or spend the hour learning about climate and nature. At our own messaging, encourage people to make the positive our attitude and not a passive. That means the hour is not about doing nothing; it is about doing something meaningful. So this is where the episodes get interesting because the Earth hour is not really about darkness, it's about awareness. It's about creating a small pause in every noisy world. We are used to constant motion. We scroll, we work, we consume, we react, we repeat. So the Earth hour interrupts the rhythm. And when a rhythm is interrupted, people often notice what they are missing. This is the hidden strength of a campaign. It creates a gap, and then in that gap, reflection becomes possible. Maybe someone thinks about how much energy they waste. Maybe someone talks to their child about the environment. Maybe someone decides to use plastic, um, ban seriously and create an awareness about it. Someone maybe decides to use public transport more often. Maybe someone starts paying attention to the climate policy. So this is how the awareness becomes action. And let's say it plainly, the problem is not only the planet is getting hotter. The problem is that many people still feel disconnected from the system causing the damage. We see climate change as a news, we see it in a scientific issue, we see it as something governments should handle it and not our responsibility. That's now it's how it works, right? We do not always see how our routines can connect to the problem. This is why the Earth hour matters. It gives people a way to connect their own behavior to the bigger story. So the best way to think about Earth hour is a starting point, not a finishing line. Here are the simple ways to frame the solution in your life. First, a simple personal action, okay? Just turn off the unnecessary lights, reduce energy waste, and notice where your habits could be more efficient. Small habits may seems minor, but they build awareness over time. Maybe second point is like family and community action. Use this hour to talk, organize, and involve with other people the things, the habits that you want to do. And earth hour becomes stronger when it moves beyond the individual and into a homes, schools, neighborhood, and workplaces. Number three would be system action. I would say support broader climate solutions like renewable energy, efficient buildings, better transport, and climate friendly policy. Earth hour is symbolic, but the change it brings towards environment is much structural. So this three-part structure keeps the episode like the lives of every episode of everybody grounded and useful.
What is a pickle? To some, it's just a condiment. To us, it is time captured, ancient herbal wisdom of the land, distilled in 100% pure ingredients. From the blood purifying depth of bitter gourd to the restorative strength of the Pirandai stem, we bottle nature's boldest essence. This is not just pickle. This is tradition, purity. This is heritage, preserved, crafted by nature, perfected by time.
So if we focus something on the climate community and the climate action that is needed, we can focus on the facts that are important right now, which are taking the global issue turning into a human movement. And because these kind of campaigns, it's very easier to say, but very practically, um, it's a small step, taking one step at a time, basically talking kaizen. So let's take few steps towards this, earth hour, and after that to making it as a habit. As I have mentioned, taking the step one is like aware of the event happening and be a part of a campaign. Number two, of course, switch off your non-essential things, save energy at least for an hour, just an hour. And three will be like talk, reflect, read, plan, connect. And step four, I would say take this one habit to continue afterward. It could be less waste, less unnecessary energy use, more cautious consumption. Okay. Then final step, I would say share the message with others. A conversation is often when climate action begins. That is the simple sequence, but it works because it turns a campaigns into a habit. You may want to say like this is just a too small step to matter, but again the criticism is really understandable, but small does not mean useless, right? Small can be beginning of a pattern, small can be create a visibility in your way of life, a great habit to start with. Small can lead to larger changes when people keep going after the event ends. So the point is not the earth hour replaces climate policy. The point is that it helps build public energy around the issue, and public energy matters because change does not happen in a vacuum. It happens when people care enough to demand it. So here's a simple way to describe the earth hour 2026. It is 1 hour of action, but it is also 1 hour of a meaning. It is the moment to pause, reflect, and remember that climate action does not always begins with something huge. Sometimes it begins with something simple enough that millions of people can do it together in a just small amount of time, right? Earth Hour 2026 is on 28th of March at 8:30 p.m. your local time, and it is similar to one step of the closeness towards the earth. It is a reminder that planet deserves our attention not just one evening but every single day. And that is, I think, this is the real message I'm trying to convey to you all via this episode. And before I close, this is my challenge to you. Join Earth Hour, switch off non essential lights, use R with intention, and after the R ends, keep one climate positive change in your life because the goal is not simple as a darker room. The goal is more aware towards the world climate actions. And this has been the sustainability side. Thank you for listening, and you will see more these kind of upcoming campaigns and episodes be launched. So if you decided we are doing a good job, join us in our uh, social media, be a part of the growing upcoming community. Doesn't matter who you are, you could be enthusiastic, or you could be an environmentalist, you could be a researcher, you could be a student, you could be a academician or a professional. If you are enthusiastic towards the sustainability, or if you are enthusiastic towards saving the nature or taking a global action, join the community. You can follow us on social media, and of course you can find us in LinkedIn, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, these kind of platforms. Take an action. So, as I always say, sustainability is not mine, it's ours. So, this time on the sustainability side, let's take this action together and make a greater change. Until next time, stay curious, inspired only on the sustainability side.
Feel the joy, let's unite on the sustainability side. Making waves shine